Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I apologize. I was not off the mic. Anyway, hey, happy Tuesday. The purpose of today's call is simply to show you how we trade each and every single day with the same patterns, same setups over and over and over again. For those that have this, it's confluence, confidence that they can show their entries with how we did a couple of our setups today in the markets and show you how easy things can be with the plan. Overall, I day trade, I swing trade, and I invest. And I can show you today how we can day trade, how we can swing trade, and how we can invest trading a simplified plan, right? So, with that being said, we're gonna rock and roll, and we're gonna dive right in and show you that even with a loss, right, how we can bounce back and how we can push forward. Because in the end, trading is about staying consistent, using proper risk management, and following your plan over and over and over again. So, what I like to do each and every day, I like to get you green, show you how you can get green in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the day. That way you can go on and go enjoy your day. So let's rock and roll. So first chart here we got right here where the star is at. This is ES. By the way, I trade stock options and futures with this plan, and I invest in crypto coins and shares. So anyway, what we're looking for is we're looking for a price to hit one of our pivot levels and give us a breakout, which happened right here. This was our stop out, and we got stopped out for a loss. So the first trade right here, I took a loss, 53. I got stopped out right here, about 50. That's a $150 loss, right? We do lose, right? I'm going to put $150. Does that $150 impact you to quit trading for the day? Absolutely not. Why should it, right? It shouldn't. But we like to share with you the realistic experience of a trader and how you can bounce back, right? And what's 150 bucks? The market resets, we come back up, we got to pivot. We want to take a breakout right here, and guess what? Boom, price pushes up, right? Price pushes up. Here, we got another pivot break right there. Boom, price pushes up. So now on the day, we have 2 wins, 1 loss, right? So on this winning trade, guess what? It went from 57 up here to 66. Could you have gotten, right? If this is your stop out, here's your entry. You're going to hold it to about right here, give or take, and protect yourself. But 56 up here to 63, that right there is 7 ES points, right? That right there is enough to generate you 200 to 300 bucks on that next trade. I don't know what just happened, but I guess I moved my chart. There we go. So on this next trade, we can easily get $200 plus 200. Then on this trade right here, stop out, entry 65, stop out 59. We want to hold it to about up here. There's 6 points. There's another 300 bucks you could have got, but you could have easily got 200 out of that plus 200, right? 200 plus 200 is 400 minus the 150. Guess what? You finish the day green, real simple, with at least $250. Easy money right there, right? Didn't quite hit your goal, not quite 100K at the end of the year. We like to get 300 or more, but following the plan, guess what? That's a green bag, and that's exactly what we shoot for, right? Over here to the second chart, NQ futures, right? Price came up. This was a big candle. Next candle right here, hit the pivot, want to take a breakout right there. That simply never happened. Then the next candle was real big. I don't like when they're that big. So I simply was like, I'm sitting this one. I'm watching it. It is a true pivot break right here. Down here will be your stop out, but I don't like when they're that big. So I said this next candle, I'm taking a pivot break here. Then coming down here, I'm taking a pivot break here. Walked everybody through it. Then I said, waiting, candles turn green. We broke out right there. Here would be my stop out. Or this bar, if you don't like that huge stop out, you didn't have to take this. I did share with them, and it's a little bit bigger. Entry right here at 57. Stop out is at 7. That's 50 NQ points. You'd want to hold it to about 50 NQ points. Could you have gotten at least 10 or 20 to go risk-free? Yep, there's your first winning trade. The next setup came right here that everybody participated in on this break right there because it's a micro stop on NQ. Guess what? Boom. There's your green bag. So even if you took this one first trade and lost, you're still 2-1. right? I didn't take that first one. We are 2-0 on NQ. That right there is an easy, simplified trading day. So realistic trading, right? This is what happens. We don't win every single trade, and that's why you must stay consistent. That is why you must use proper risk management, and that is why you got to trade the plan. The next chart right here, where I put the square, I'm gonna do the square now, right? Candles were green, we hit red, called out the short right there. Boom, guess what? Easy, easy, easy money. So on the futures today, we had a great day. You could say good day with the loss, but the main goal is to finish the markets in each and every day to be green. Doesn't always happen, but following the plan, we have such a high probability to work out in our favor, and that's how easy trading can be. Now, coming in here on Tesla, called out a breakdown right here. Why? Candles are red. The trend is typically down. You can see this right here. Check it out. Hit our pivot, called out the shorts, and boom, guess what happened right there? Tons of people made anywhere from 30% to about 112% today, just from what I know and the ones that shared with me. A lot of people ended up making some money on this, but same pattern, same symbol, or Tesla, and it played out. The other trade we called out right here was SPX. And this is our lotto system, right? You see this lotto low, 68, 66, which we bump up here to about 70. We called out the put option right there, and we ended up taking the trade on the wrong side. We took the breakdown right here, and that was enough to get us some profits to go risk free. Then you could see the true move should have been taking the breakout because we're almost touching our pivot up there, but we didn't take that. I don't know what I just did to my chart. Where'd my thing go? I don't know where it went. Is it over here? Move plane down. No. What did I just do? So anyway, back. There we go. We back. So anyway, the true move was on the call side. We ended up taking the put side because our candle was red at the time, but we ended up getting a green bag out of it, and that was a 13-day win streak based off this lotto system, right? It's not for everybody. It can be quicker, but we are very good at what we do. Now that's just a couple day trades. Since we're on SPX, we're going to go to SPY, and we're going to go to the 1-day time frame, and we're going to sit here, and I'm going to show you a real simple, repeatable process and pattern that you can take a look at right here. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. All right, right here we got. So a real simple pattern. You see right here, green candle, green arrow. That's all I want you to do. When you watch a couple different symbols, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you come back in at 3:30, 30 minutes before the market closes, you can quickly check on your phone, right, when you're out and about, if you have one of these green candles, green arrows, and you could take it right before the market closes, right? What we like to do, I'm going to give you the breakdown. What we like to do, we like to buy 4 weeks of contract expiration time, and we like to shoot for $2 to $3 on the share side on SPY. Once that happens, we then are up. About 15 to 20% ROI on our position, enough for us to go risk free. Sometimes 25%, but we'll lowball it. All right. So check this out: green candle, green arrow, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price rolls up, and our stop out would have been roughly about right there. It did come down, hit our stop, but then bounced immediately from that. So you could still be holding that since we got 4 weeks of time. We really want to see if it truly violates it. But as you can see, our stop, it kind of came right down and bounced off that. But let's just count that as a loser, right? It technically hit it, so we count that as a loser. So we're 0-1. Now this one pushes up. We are 1-1. We are 2-1. We are 3-1. We are 4-1. This one is a loser. 4-2. We are 5-2. We are 6-2. We are 7-2. We are 8-2. We are 9-2. We are 10-2. 11-2. 12-2. Here's a loser. 12-3. 13-3. 14-3. 15-3. 16-3. And today we might be getting a new one. So 16 wins and 3 losses. This one doesn't look like much, but that did actually give us a little bit over a $2 move on the share side, and we would have got our alert to go risk-free. So that's why we'll count that as a winner. 16 and 3, which is 19 total trades. We bring our calculator up right here. 16 divided by 19, 84%. And if we do count that as a loser, screw it. 15 wins and divided by 19 with 4 losers, guess what? You're still 78%. So even with that loss right there, right, you have a 78% win rate. We come over here to our probability where it says 86%. We're actually underperforming, but guess what? If our average winner, right, if you took profits every time at 20% and our average loser was 30%, right? Let's show how 15 winners would add up. 15 winners times a measly 20%. Now we know it's irrelevant because this trade right there would have given you over 100%. So realistically, our average winner, we could probably say is 30 or 35%, right? But I'm going to undercut it because that's what I like to do. So you take 20% times, oops, let me see here. 20% times 15 winning trades equals 300. And then we got 4 losers, right? 4 losers minus 30, which is 30, 60, 90, 120. We're going to take minus 120%. Guess what? You're still net profitable 180% on your investment that you used. That's not bad. 180%. If you traded with $1,000, you almost generated $2,000 profit off that measly $1,000 you invested. Now you're putting yourself in a new arena where you can leverage and trade with more. If you traded with $10,000, you almost made $20,000. Now, so you see how the trajectory pushes up. You traded with $100, you almost made $200. So the thing is an ROI is an ROI, but we all have different accounts, and you have to understand that. Don't sell yourself short based off someone else's dollar amount because they might have a larger account. So safely, they could risk $1,000 or $2,000, right? And they trade their plane consistently because they're only leveraging 1% of their account. For somebody else might have $5,000 and they're trading with $1,000, which in this model you technically could, but you're risking 20% of your account. To me, that's not really smart. To me, smart risk management is no more than 10% of your account in any one trade. Ideally, you want to stick it in between the 1 to 5% of your account in any one trade, just because historically we have an over 80% advantage in win rate, and that's the only reason why. But when you get down to the 1 to 2% each trade, it gets so relaxed, and hey, whatever happens, happens, and you don't gotta stress. So that's how we can swing trade, right? Then we come into the same exact chart, and we come down here to the weekly time frame, and we'll go to Ethereum today, right? Everybody knows what Ethereum is, and you look at this setup since 23, right? 2023, 2 years of time. We start off with $1,000. Anytime we have a buy, we want to put an investment out, right? We want to put an investment out right here. Now, as you can see, at the end of this week, we're getting a Ethereum buy right now, which is very, very good for the stock market or Ethereum, I would say, right? So if you put in 1K, right, into the market on your first buy, and our average is $10, up here at 20, right? Up here at 20, there's 2K. Up here at 30, there's 3K, right? 1K turns into 2K. Guess what I'm about to tell you to do? Sell out, let 1K ride, and bring 1K back to the pot. Then your 1K then goes up here to 2K. Sell out, right? Let 1K ride, bring another 1K back to the pot. Now we have $2,000. Then price falls, comes back up, falls. We take another strategic buy here. Well, if our first buy was here and our second buy is there, our cost average now becomes 20. So now we take one of the $1,000, keep 1K in the pot. There's 1,000 already in the market plus the 1,000 we're adding. We now have 2K. Well, guess what? Right here at $18, up here at $34, right? Right here, your 2K is almost 4K. We're just going to say 3,500, right? Sell out, let 1,500 ride, and then bring back $2,000. So now we have 3K back on our side pot. Then the market sells off, and guess what? Our $1,500 we have right here is now losing, and then it bounces back. We got another buy. So if we put in another 1,000 here, Now we have $2,500, right? And if we bought in here and we buy there and our average is there, it creeps up a little bit to about 22. Well, it hit almost 44. It actually hit 40. So your 2,500 is we're just going to say 4,500. Guess what? Let $1,500 ride, right? And bring 3K back. So now we have a total of $5,000 in our side account, and we got $1,500 for free in Ethereum. That is house money right there. All right, that is house money. So what I want to show you is anyone can just buy and hodl, right? That's what they say, the hodl or hodl, whatever you want to call it. You could put in your 1K right here and just hold it, right? Up here, here's 2K. Up here is 3K. Up here is 4K. And guess what? Your 1,000, right? Remember, I got 1,500. So my $1,000 turned into $6,500, right? Your hodl, right? Your hodl crew, $1,000, right? 1K goes to 2K, to 3K, 3,500, back down to 2K, up to 3,500, back to 2K, up to 3K, back to 1,500, up to 4K, back down to 2,600. So your 1K turns into 2,600. You're still winning, which is a great return. I'm not taking it and discrediting it to you, but I'd rather smart invest and reap out 6,500 over that $2,600. Get what I'm saying? And that's how I smart invest. So with that being said, that's trading made simplified. That's what we can do on a consistent basis, over and over. You just got to wait for the market to come to you. And when it happens, you got to pull your bow back and boom, let it go. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. If you like what you see when you're watching the recording, just comment BMT below. I'll send you an invite to our community. Also post up where you're watching this from. With that being said, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Beast mode out.